This is a quick video update on how the garden is doing in January here in Tampa, Florida. What's fruiting, how the trees are doing. Let's have a quick look. And here are my coconut trees. I'm really excited to see the first fruit developing. And coconut trees will typically give you fruit all year round, and this is the first crop and the size is getting bigger. I'm really excited. Took about 6 years to see the fruit forming. Before that it was dropping, but finally I have the fruit. Looking at the grapes, they're mostly dormant at this point. A Suriname cherry does not have any fruit. So is the jujube. This is a Taiwanese jujube. The tree is doing good, but there is no fruit yet. Here is my peanut butter fruit tree. Lots of fruit developing here, and some of it is ripe. And here's a closer look to some of the fruit that's ready to be picked. Figs are done producing and mostly dropped all their leaves at this point. Here's another fig tree completely defoliated. Sapodilla will give you fruit in winter, and right now we have fruit hanging. I just harvested one yesterday and it was ready. I typically leave them on the tree until they're soft to the touch, and that's when I know to pick them. So I have maybe 10 fruit here hanging. Here is my purple sugar apple tree, still hanging to some fruit. This one is ready to be picked. As you can see, when I touch it, it is given. So I would leave it on the counter for another day or two until it's completely soft. This one is not ready to be picked. But as you can see, with ananas you can still have fruit in winter. And this is my red Gaffner. And it's still hanging to the fruit. And this fruit is ready to be picked. It's soft and nice. That's a beautiful fruit. And the taste is amazing. Just look at it. So exciting. So let's pick this one. It's really easy. They usually fall to the ground when ready, or you can just take them off like this. This here is a Gaffner Atoya grafted to a sugar apple tree. Here's the graft. This had been done in the spring, and this is the progress so far. So maybe 7-8 months progress. And this grafted Gaffner is on the 2nd year. Same thing, grafted to the sugar apple tree. And a few more of those trees, same thing. Gaffner grafted to the sugar apple. Here's another one. And 2 more over here. All of these are about 6 to 8 months since grafted. Making real good progress. Here's the graft. The next tree is probably my favorite. It's a Carambola or starfruit. This one is 3 companion. Lots of fruit. Very sweet, large size. Carambola will give you a ton of fruit in the winter. I mean, just look at all this fruit. Very exciting. And my fig collection. All of these were grown from cuttings and doing fantastic. This here is Chicago Hardy, still hanging to some fruit. And more fig trees here. Here's another Sapodilla tree, covered with fruit. It's still developing, good size. This one is Malik's Sapodia. The tree took some time to grow and bear fruit, about 2 years, and this is the first crop we're looking at. This next tree is a custard apple. As you can see, there's some damage to the foliage due to the cold. However, it is hanging to the fruit. I've done hand pollination on this tree, and I can see around 10 fruit that's hanging. So I'm expecting to have a nice crop. These here will probably ripen in the spring, and that's the first crop of this tree. The next tree is the Pian Mango. It is a small tree. It's not fruiting yet, but it's in the ground. I put it in about a month ago. And next to the Pian is my M4 mango tree that is producing its first bloom this year. How exciting! It's still a small tree, but hopefully we will see the fruit this year. This is the Scarlet Cabba. I put it in the ground about a month ago. And here is another scarlet that has a flower developing, so that's exciting. Let's see if we can find it. It's right there. Next one up is my Guava. This one is Ruby Supreme. And here's some fruit. And this is my Crunch jackfruit tree, which has its first flowers. Let's take a closer look. Here's one flower. And another one over here. Despite of its age, which is maybe 2 years old, and the small size, the tree is already producing flowers. So maybe we will even see the fruit this year. It's about 6 feet tall at this point. Very nice tree. Now let's look at some citrus. We still have some honeybell tangelo hanging on this tree. And here is my Maywa Kumquat tree. It has a sweet fruit, and it's in the ground. It used to be in a pot, but it wasn't growing too much, so I transferred it into the ground. So my citrus grove, it consists of this Maywa Kumquat, and then this pomelo tangelo tree, a Meyer lemon here. Next to it is Page orange tree. Page is starting to bloom again. Next to it is the red ruby grapefruit, still hanging to some fruit here. And this here is my Seedling Project. It's a cross between pomelo and orange, and the tree is growing nicely, but no flowering or fruit yet. This seedling was planted about 3 years ago. Next to it here is my key lime and another grapefruit. And finally, the street side trees. We have a mango in full bloom. This tree is about 3 years in the ground, giving a nice crop each year. I do not know what this variety is. The tree was labeled a Namdokmai, but the fruit was different, so I'm not sure what this is, but it is a heavy producer and a nice looking tree. Next to it is my long gone seedling, and doing fantastic, growing some new leaves here, but no fruit yet. This had given me fruit twice already, and it was about 5 years of age from seed to fruit. Next tree is a dwarf mulberry, dropped all its leaves and no fruit yet, however the leaves are growing back. Next is the sweetheart lychee. First year in the ground, does have a new flush of leaves, and hopefully there will be fruit in the summer. And this is the Loquat Yehuda tree. That tree suffered tremendously because a drunk driver ran over it. It was buried under the car. As you can see, there's extensive damage to the trunk, and it's trying to regrow a bark. I was surprised that this tree even made it. I had to raise it up, but it is doing well. It is both flowering and fruiting, which is exciting, and the flowers have this amazing scent to them. And the last but not least is a China jackfruit that I just put in the ground about a month ago. This spot was taken by a jackfruit seedling that I had grown here for about 5 years and producing no fruit. So I took it out and replaced it with China jackfruit. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you liked the video. As you can see, lots of things are fruiting in January and in the winter time in general here in Tampa Bay. I have more exciting updates coming up, so please share and like this video and subscribe for more updates. And as always, let's keep growing.